Welcome to This Week in West Hempstead, sponsored by Spiegel Law PC, 516-873-1683, by Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Reister's Bakery. Here are your hosts, David and Adam. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right, thank you, Dan. And hey, Adam, what's cooking?
I am not Norm.
You are not Norm.
Not even normal.
And there you go. So, first story, dengue fever. So I just got an alert about 10 minutes ago from a Citizen app saying that there are 6 cases on Long Island, and the CDC has issued a warning, and there's 142 people across New York State who have dengue fever. What do you think about that?
I'm against it.
Okay, very good.
I hope those people are okay. That's I think a sickness that's been spread around before in the past. We're just getting over. We're still having lingering effects from the COVID pandemic. I hope everyone's okay, and I hope it's under control. And I think we need a little more education about what it is and how to avoid it.
And isn't this like a tropical disease?
Yeah, I mean, basically,
in Saharan Africa or something,
so it's something that's spread by mosquitoes primarily, and it's also something that most people do recover from, right. But it just seems to be good for ratings to say dengue fever, so whatever. So speaking of accumulating water, so we got this blob that's sitting in the middle of Hall's Pond.
Because there's not enough water.
It just looks like this giant slime bucket. Yeah. What's going on with that?
Conspiracy theorist, but it's clearly an alien attack.
It's
depending on the weather. When there's dry weather, you see that there's an interruption in the flow, and the water does tend to sit there for a little while because it's not flowing in.
Yeah, somebody said this is. We trust Facebook if you want, but somebody said there's some pumping thing in the pond that's not turned on or something.
So a couple of years ago, when they actually did dredge Hall's Pond, they also installed these aerators that would, I guess, get oxygen circulated. They certainly haven't been working this year. I don't even remember if they worked a year before. But what really stinks is that the pristine nature of the pond is just disturbed.
Well, it's a man-made pond. It's probably difficult to maintain in terms of, like you said, keeping the water flowing. You have also a very big wildlife population out of control. There's a lot of waste from those animals that can make the place unpleasant sometimes. And I wonder if that contributes to the amount of bacteria in the water. I am not a scientist. Don't play one on video.
Anyway, this is the responsibility of Nassau County.
I'm sure they're on top of it.
Actually, I put in a complaint to the county. They haven't gotten back to me. I'm waiting, standing by the phone. But it really is very unsightly, and it's not a great reflection on the community. So we got heat advisories, and there's rip current watches by the South Shore. There's tornado warnings all over New York State, which is coming from Hurricane Beryl.
So far, no famine and pestilence. So.
But it's pretty crappy outside. I mean, the weather is really bad. I mean, if your air conditioners are getting a real workout, and so is your utility.
Yeah, I'm hearing there might be a plague of frogs coming next.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, the sun is like hazy, and the air is it's just really thick.
Extreme weather, I mean, you can argue about the origins of it, but extreme weather is here. It's a fact of life now. I think it was 120 degrees in Las Vegas the other day. Yeah. So it could be a lot worse. It feels hot, but other parts of the country, other parts of the world are feeling it a lot worse.
Well, and that's a really good point. Long Island is an island, and it's surrounded by water. The water kind of keeps things regulated, not too hot, not too cold. Storms typically don't hit here. Less 1 or 2 sandies. But in general, the weather's been really good. But the last week or so, and for the next few days, wow.
We're only 2 weeks into summer, so
it's really bad.
It's a long slog ahead, but stay cool, everybody. Make sure you stay hydrated.
Yeah, and speaking of staying cool, I don't know, you see on the highway, as the cars go by at like 150 miles an hour, there's now there's a crackdown on these ghost license plates. And basically, there are license plates that are covered, that are stolen, that are somehow changed because they're trying to get out of paying tolls. Finally, the cops are cracking down, and I think this is causing a big issue with the MTA as well as the Port Authority. They're losing, millions upon millions of dollars. It's a problem.
Yeah, well, hopefully nobody's doing that here in West Hempstead, but it's important to crack down on illegal license plates because, as Dan mentioned before the program, when you pull someone over for an infraction like that, very likely sometimes you'll find someone with contraband or someone with a criminal record, wanted people, wanted for warrants. So kudos to the cops for cracking down, and God should keep them safe.
Yeah, and just to clear up, I mean, it just happened to be a story I saw this morning that they pulled the guy over exactly for one of those things. License plate was covered or whatever. Turns out the guy's got an arsenal full of stuff in his car. This is up near LaGuardia Airport.
Or they
Thank God that they happened to catch the guy.
They could be drunk too.
Yeah, could be anything.
He could be, but you know, we are in the middle of a heat wave. There's a crime wave. There's, you know, all sorts of issues, you know, domestic issues that are taking place throughout the country, impacting local as well. The police, bottom line, they need to enforce. So whether it's license plates or, you know, 100-mile-an-hour speeders on the highway.
Especially around here, we've had so many tragic accidents around here from people driving.
Yeah, it's terrible, but you don't even see cops. I mean, that's really the bottom line.
There's only a handful of them protecting us.
Yeah. All right, I think this is a good time for us to take a quick commercial break.
Tiffany Dry Cleaner is ready to handle all your cleaning, laundering, and dry cleaning needs. We offer free pickup and delivery Sunday to Friday in all communities. Give us a shout.
All right, and we're back. So, you know, with all this incredible weather, crappy weather as it is, I notice there's a lot of people that are watering their lawns and they got the automatic sprinklers. It's going on and on and on. You know, it was once a day, now it's twice a day, sometimes it's 3 times a day. I personally think that, you know, when you get to this point, I don't know what's going to save your lawn. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't get it how sometimes you see when it's pouring rain and people have their sprinklers on automatic, and it shouldn't be that hard to have a sensor.
There are sensors for
There are sensors, but for a few hours more, you probably can modify that sensor so you don't waste water when it's raining. But yeah, I mean, lawns that get brown this time of year, you can water. I'm watering my lawn every year, every couple of days, and I'm still getting brown spots. It's intense heat.
Yeah.
Grass goes into shock from the heat.
And you do have this...
Even if you have a professional gardener, I don't know if there's much they can do to keep it green if you...
No, I mean, again, unless you have your automatic sprinkler and it just goes on, you know, all the time. There is a cycle of days. I think there's odd even based on your street numbers. I don't remember it offhand. And I think
There's probably nobody in West Hempstead has it or is aware of it.
Yeah, and on the 31st...
I will say that I am.
Okay. Yes.
Which
There we go.
We have the automated sprinklers.
Enlighten us what the days are.
We are an odd-numbered house number, so which means we're supposed to water on the odd-numbered days. And the other thing I think a lot of people don't realize is both for the lawn and I think by law you're not supposed to water them in the middle of the day, which is why we have ours set to go on at 2 o'clock in the morning or whatever it is. But
Nobody talk about enforcement. Nobody enforces that.
He's following it.
He's a good citizen.
I bet you he moves his car when they have the street
When I
sweepers.
lived in
He has
Brooklyn,
the whole schedule up there, and he's.
I got a
moving his
ticket
car.
once for watering on the wrong day in New York City when there was a drought. That was about 25 years ago. I don't know if anybody's ever done that in Long Island.
I don't know. So anyway, sorry, Dan, but I really do think you move your car. So coming up on July 14th, there's the Harry Chapin tribute show and food drive, and that's going to be taking place at Eisenhower Park from 6 to 9 p.m.
We're going to have a good time then.
Yeah, you know what? That's for sure. And I was actually on the highway on the LIE it was July 16th, 1981, when I heard that Harry Chapin died. And he was actually on the LIE on his way to Eisenhower Park. And I was trailing a few hours behind. I'd gone to dinner with a friend in the city, and we were driving, and I think we heard the news on WNEW.
Wear your seatbelt, drive safely.
Yeah, he was, and I think he was driving a Volkswagen at the time, and again, it just got smushed. And Thursday, July 18th, we got We're Trucking with the Little Sugar Magnolia as Half Step performs the hits of the Grateful Dead at Echo Park. And that's your favorite place to see stuff?
You know, they have great concerts there. I just think we need answers here because we usually got 2 concerts from the town of Hempstead every summer in July and August. I don't see one on the calendar for August.
No, so I only see that one.
We need answers from our town officials. Well, we're calling the hotline.
I think we got to get on top of that.
Where's our August concert?
And we have Peach Week is coming up next week at Restorers. You know, I'm first getting over Blueberry Week and Blueberry Muffin and Blueberry Scones and all things blueberry. Restorers is, you know, busy getting all their peach stuff ready, and that's going to be very exciting. And Adam, you go to this thing.
Everything's great at Restorers.
You go to this thing called Dogwood Boys car show?
If you like classic cars, or even if you like modern, really cool, what you call muscle cars, you might want to check out every Tuesday night at the Dogwood Shopping Center. You know, that's where Lidl is, and Dunkin' Donuts there. So there's a group that gets together every Tuesday night called the Dogwood Boys from about 5 till about 8 or so, and they bring the most amazing cars. You've got literally 100-year-old cars there, and some of the people aren't that much younger.
Do you have to bring your fancy dice? Or,
there's some very cool cars there: Mustangs, GTs, Cadillacs, anything you can think of. Trans Am, Firebirds, but just a nice bunch of people to get to know and hear their stories. Some of these people had their cars for decades, original owners.
Cool.
Cars with.
Is there admission?
Cars that have rolled over the odometer 3 times already. No, there's no admission. If you want to make a contribution, I'm sure they will not say no. And they have food there. But there's just a bunch of people that like to talk about cars, like to show off their cars. And it's a nice place to be. And I see a lot of people coming from far away, and I see a lot of people who don't have cars just coming to look at them. It's like a free museum almost.
Yeah, so
check it out.
Drive over to Lidl Shopping Center and check it out.
Tuesday nights.
Tuesday nights. So that'll do it for this week in West Hempstead. I want to thank you, Dan. I want to thank you, Adam. It's super hot out, which also means it's barbecue time. So maybe time to head over to I&D and get some amazing steaks or, whatever you want to go put on the grill. Thank you. Stay cool, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks for watching, everybody. If you would like to sponsor our program, much like Spiegel Law PC, Tiffany Dry Cleaners, I&D Glot Market, and Reister's Bakery, please reach out to us at sales@westhempsteadecho.com.
Welcome to I&D Glot. We love our customers. We have the freshest produce. We have all the groceries you need. We have the best cuts of beef, veal, lamb, chicken for the best price. And of course, a bakery department with all fresh cookies, cakes, and freshest bakery item. And of course, with a takeout department with delicious food. If you need to place an order, do it online. We'll deliver it to you, or come into the store and shop. We can't wait to see you.